Well, welcome, y'all. It is I, Christopher motherfucking McCoy, here at KMFM. That's right, my initials are my name. And today I'm going to give y'all a little bit of background and then tell y'all my story about the marathon I just ran. So, I know I started creating this a little bit earlier. However, therapy is important to me. I really feel everybody should have a therapist. Don't forget about your mental health. That's why I had to cut my video off short earlier. So, in case somebody's watching who you watched earlier, it's like, oh, you already repeated some of this information. I'm making a new one, and this is why. So, to back up, a half a marathon. What is that? Half a marathon is over 20K, which is 13.1 miles. So imagine using your legs for 13.1 miles, and the rest of your body, like your legs mostly. So that's what I did yesterday, which was April the 25th, 2021. So that's what I did yesterday. Now, let's talk about the things that led up to me wanting to run a marathon, because people who know me are like, you're crazy. I'm not crazy. It's just something I had to do. So, for starters, the very first time I ever ran anything was for the Casa Run, which was in 2016. I ran dressed up in a Superman t-shirt that had a cape on it with some really short Superman shorts on. Pretty hot. I ran at the Casa Run for Superheroes for Kids, because I believe every child deserves a superhero. And that was 3.5 miles or 5K, and it was my very first time running. And after I ran that, I felt accomplished. I felt like I did something good, not for myself, but for the greater good. And then a few months later, if I'm not mistaken, that was in October of 2016. And then December of 2016, my life was drastically changed. I was attacked by two people. I lost a lot of things in life. I went through a lot of trauma. I actually woke up 8 days later with my mouth wired shut. Being hooked up to tubes and machines and things like that. It was a life-changing experience, to say the least. The first month I was alive, it was a touch and go. Was I gonna make it? Wasn't I? Type deal. From nurses and doctors saying like I might not make it through, or like you're never gonna be the same. You're gonna be a vegetable. All of that good stuff. Took a month to get life flighted back to Texas. Again, it did not happen in Texas. It happened in Pennsylvania when I went on a mini vacation. Got life flighted back here to Austin, Texas. Austin will always be my home. It's home. Texas is home. Even though my state doesn't really like my kind. We're going to get to that. But got back to Texas. And the pace here is huge. It is not huge. It's massively different than the pace in a different state, in a different hospital, to say the least. But got here, my staff quickly started working with me because I was in a wheelchair. Like walking was not really a thing. Like, I was in a chair, all sorts of things. And I had a therapist. Her name was Anna, and she was short. I would say she's about 5'2". She reminded me of one of my elementary school teachers, Miss Ruby, because of the way she looked. But Anna was as cute as a button. She came in one day and was talking about she just ran the Austin Marathon. And me, being me, was like, well, I want to do that. She was like, oh, sweetie, like, break it to you, but you can't type deal. And like that was her, like way of being nice about it. Like, I know you want to do these things, but the odds of you getting out of this hospital slim. Like that's kind of how people were looking at it. And she told me, it's a run of 26.2 miles, full marathon, Austin Marathon. And I remember looking at her and saying, I will run that or something equivalent one day. She was like, all right. Like, you know. So fast forward, I got released from the hospital, obviously. And I had a group in my house, a rehab group. And when I graduated, and will never forget, the day I graduated Rehab Without Walls, um, something inside of me told me it's time to run. And I remember at the lunch that we had, my physical therapist, Erica, specifically telling me, do not run. Erica, I chose not to listen to you. Erica. So I listened to the voice inside that said it's time to run. And I went for my very first run. And that was in 2017. And I shouldn't have been able to do that. And I know that. And there were a lot of ups and downs between 2017 and 2019. Towards the middle of 2019, the Color Run came up. I decided to take a hack at it. I felt that, I was where I felt I was ready to take on a 5K. So I did the Color Run. I did that in 23 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I just forgot to get it recorded. Then I did the Turkey Trot. And I did that in 54 minutes. And that was a 10K. And then COVID happened. And I told myself that, because I was really hyped. I was really ready. I was like, all right, I'm going to show the world what people with handicaps and disabilities and everything that I am, that I can do it. Anybody can do it, right? And then COVID struck the world. And people were like, oh, well, let's do these virtual races where you're inside your house, treadmill or something. And I'm like, I'll be totally transparent with people. I'm not going to do a virtual race. It just seemed really dumb to me. I want to race and compete against people and, be able to use that as fuel. Plane going over it. So, I told myself, though, if the Austin Marathon comes and it is not virtual, I'm going to do it. And I got a notification about a month ago. And it said, you can now buy tickets to do the Austin Marathon. And I was like, yeah, but it's virtual. And I was like, well, let me double check it. So I went and checked it out. Turns out not virtual. However, it was not the full marathon. Instead, because of social distancing and social practicing and all that, they decided to do a 5K and a half marathon. So I signed up. That within 5 minutes, I had paid $200 and had my ticket. And if y'all aren't aware, running, yes, running is free, but running in marathons and stuff like that is not free. So then I decided, well, let me go ahead and put out there what I'm doing to get sponsorships. I'm going to buy a pair of shorts, and I'm going to put my logo on it, BDB, with my hand symbol. And then, if you want to sponsor it, you can pay at least a minimum of $5 and get your name or whatever, logo, emoji, I don't care, onto the shorts. So here's the shorts. I was number 4,266. So as y'all can see, that's my logo right there. Pretty cool, pretty snazzy. It's on there. Then I got then I posted about it, because I figured, why not let the world in on this cool idea? And this is where everything comes into play. I am a trans man who, number one, has been assaulted because of who I am, went through some horrible things because of who I am, been attacked, spit on, you name it, it's happened. And I'm a human being at the end of the day. So I decided this run is going to be, number one, it was dedicated to Black Lives Matter, because they do. I know that everybody has their own opinion on the situation. I understand. We're all humans. I get that, y'all. It's not about that at the end of the day. It is a fact that if you are of darker pigment skin coloring, that if you don't look like clean cut white guy without tattoos, no piercings, never smoked pot a day in your life type guy, you kind of fucked. So if you are of darker skin color, you are more prone to get shot than be treated nicely. So yes, I do stand on Black Lives Matter, and that is the fundraiser I was running for. And then I said, well, got that done. Let's also put in there that I have 5 traumatic brain injuries. I know a lot of people looking at me don't see it, but I have them. You can't see them. It's not something you can see. I have scars on my head. It goes from here and it goes all the way around. And then I got a couple more back here and here, but they're hidden by hair. One day, maybe not. I'm not sure when. But then I also have PTSD, and I have PTSD on a level that is I've been told, right there next to combat soldier who's been blown up and stuff and shot. And I believe it. And then I have what's called agoraphobia, which I don't like being around people because I was attacked by people, so I'm nervous of people. I have dysphagia. I have a titanium plate that holds me from here to here. I ain't got no jaw. Dysphagia is when usually it's with stroke victims or people who are missing teeth or stuff like that. And so my voice goes up and down. I have a permanently severed T11 in my spine from when they were stomping on me and stuff. I have permanent bruising all over my legs and arms and stuff. Like I have permanent damage. I have a lot of damage from being attacked. So, I was doing it for people who are handicapped, people who are homeless, because most people don't know, but I don't actually have a house. I've been sleeping out of my tent or my truck since, I don't know, I've kind of lost track. I've been working on a home, but I've been self-building it, and I'll be honest with you, it's very hard. And, when you are handicapped and your brain sometimes just doesn't allow you to function properly, it takes a long time to get stuff done. So that's where we're at with that. So I was doing it for homeless, handicapped, Black Lives Matter, trans folks, people of the LGBT community, plus because I'm a trans man. Now, me personally, I'm just a guy. I don't really need all these labels, but society has it to where we all need labels. So, and I want to show people like I'm a human being, like I'm a great guy, and I'm just a human. So I'm running for all humans as well. So I also ran for those who are victims of assault, sexual assault, because your boy's been sexually assaulted, abused, battered, all of that. You name it, it's been done. So, I'm running for everything that almost every human has encountered. And that's kind of what my slogan was, is I'm running for everybody. So, back to it. I got a couple sponsors, myself being one, But then Squirrel Baby TV, they were my actual first sponsor. So if you're watching on YouTube right now and you want to go see some really creative folks, go check out Squirrel Baby TV. Rocky and his wife Sarah are amazing. They donated. Then my second donation was from my little niece, Devin. So we put Princess Devin on there, right? Third donation that I received was from K Bizzle, the Funk Monk. That's right. Go check out K Bizzle, the Funk Monk. And then I did get one other sponsor, but they didn't want anything written on there. A shout out to Destiny. She gave a sponsorship too. So in totaling, it was about $100 worth of sponsorship, which I greatly appreciate, because in total, with the running shoes, which I just realized the shoes cost me like $100 with the shoes and the ticket, it did cost about $325. Now that I'm doing the math right, yeah, about $325. So $100 towards that, I really appreciate that. That's beautiful. So yeah, that was to get it going. And then I said, all right, because I've been training. I train every day. I run, I lift weights, I go to the gym, I do all sorts of things. So after I got my sponsorship and was pressing those, I said, let me go ahead and take a week off of my regular training. A lot of people are like, why are you doing this? Number one, I needed to go somewhere to clear my mind. And I needed to make sure like I was mentally prepared, because 13.1 miles is a long run. I don't think people really understand how far that is in your feet, and how much wear and tear that is. Plus, I also wanted to go somewhere where there was a lot of elevation to be able to open my lungs, have a better opportunity to take in the air, right? So I went to Colorado, and I went to the Rockies, where it was a blizzard, and I couldn't stay there because it was an actual blizzard. So I did stay at the San Pablo, no, oh shit, the Great Sand Dunes. There we go, the Great Sand Dunes, which was snowing in Pueblo. And I actually climbed the sand dunes, went down them, which wore my legs out to a pulp, which was actually really good. I needed that, because that did actually prepare me for what I endured yesterday. Now, before I get into yesterday's run, let's talk about the 48 hours leading up to the run. 40 hours leading up to the run would be Friday. I was driving home from Colorado, made it in, went and had a date. I consider it kind of a date. She might not, but I consider it a date. Date, not date, hang out, whatever. And then drove home. Saturday, went and picked up my packet and started detox. And I wanted to detox to make sure I had all the nasty stuff out of my body before like running, because you don't want stuff to hit you when you're running, and you don't want that excessive weight. Now, let's jump to yesterday. I only slept an hour yesterday morning, from about 3:40 a.m. to about 4:50, and that was it. And I was up, and my body was still detoxing. And I was like, oh God, I did not want to detox while running. So that was happening. So 6 o'clock came around, packed everything up, started heading to downtown, and sat in my truck at Auditorium Shores for about close to 45 minutes. And I had to smoke a little bit. So I smoke while I exercise. I said I was going to braid my hair. So I forgot. And yeah. So I do smoke before I exercise or anything like that, before I run, because I need to be able to get out of my mind, because normally I'm freaking out because there's so many people. On top of that, we're in a pandemic, y'all. Like, the pandemic didn't go anywhere. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? So I had all these thoughts running through my head, because in there it says, like, hey, you got to wear a mask to run, all this stuff. Well, the reality is, how many people listen to directions in this country? Not many. So, when I go run, I wear a full face shield. I wear sunglasses, hat, and a full face covering to where I look like Bane off of Batman. Or is it Mortal Kombat? I'm not sure. Anyway, I think it's Batman. So I'm sitting in my truck, I'm all ready, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And so then I'm like, all right, let me rent a Bird scooter. you know, I gotta get this up. Let me rent a bird scooter and I'll make it to the event. You know, I won't be late. Downloaded the app, everything, went to go pay for it, and of course it gives timeout error, timeout error. It's doing this for literally 5 minutes. And I'm like, all right, it's 7:30. I have to be at the starting line at 7:45. Shit, I can't be late. Because if you don't know, people with traumatic brain injuries, we have short-term memory loss. And we will just, you know, get off task and do whatever the fuck we want and then just be like, fuck, I forgot to do that, you know? Why? I don't know. It's just part of having traumatic brain injury. So, yeah, I gotta eat. I be forgetting to eat. So, 7:33 rolls around, and I'm like, if I don't leave right now, by foot, I ain't gonna make my starting line. You only have a 5 minute window. Like, you don't make it, you don't make it. Like, that's it. So, I said, I'm gonna run like a dummy. Now, from where I was to where the starting race was, it was a mile. So I want y'all to know, before I did my run yesterday, I already did a mile. So I got there, setting up my phone, because I had to have music on, right? Like, for this, you gotta mentally prepare. Like, it ain't just about, people think it's like, let's put shoes on and let's go. No. Like, you have to actually prepare for this. Like, you have to be, like, mentally sane and know that this is about to be one of the hardest things you put your body through, right? Because you're putting your body through an enormous amount of stress. So, right now, just in case y'all are wondering, I'm putting in some Cantu, some leave-in conditioner, so that way my hair, when it comes out, will be nice and super soft. There we go. I'll be getting that. My hair is frizzy all the time, too. So, I get up to the starting line. Like, you don't really get up to it. Like, once you're in the corral, you got to keep moving type deal. Now, when we were in the corral, everybody had their masks on. And me, I'm looking like, you know, myself. Minus, I had this t-shirt on, which is really cool. And I had my bib on it, which, as you can see, my bib are on my shorts. We're going to get to that. And I also had my cool free Spy belt. I want to shout out to Spy Belt. There's an awesome little guy here. You put your phone in it and it just goes around your waist. Off you go. Oh, that's why I should have done both sides yesterday. I didn't realize. Look, it has a thingy on both sides, y'all. That probably would have made it so much better yesterday. Because I kept just tightening in one side and was like, why is this keep moving? Okay, so anyway, back on track. Plus, I had my mask on, you know, my normal mask and all that good stuff. So I did get there on time. I got there at 7:41, and my race started at 7:45. So at 7:41, I entered the corral and started running. Now the run went up, down. So we went up South Congress, but we were down SoCo. So instead of going north, we went South Congress, and we went all the way up to 290-71 interchange. And then from there, we hooked a right, and we went down South First Street until we then hooked a left onto Cesar Chavez. That much here? I'm going to split it. So we went down Cesar Chavez, looped around Enfield, ended up on 15th, not 5th, 15th, to then go all the way down towards the Capitol to hook up, to go where the Capitol is, in the Austin, Texas area, right? And then, so from that Capitol, we then went down on Congress, to 9th and Congress, and that's where the race finished, so 13.1 miles, right? So, that's the course layout. Now, let's talk about the course and the miles and me getting. Mile one, didn't even realize I already passed the mile markers until I got to the corner of like South and 71 290. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it all. I'm at the starting lineup. What's up, little Blue Jay? And at the starting lineup, people are just standing there. That's what people do. And I'm nervous because there's so many people. Okay? I'm not a fan of being around a bunch of people. What happened? So, when I start running, there's a lot more people. And I'm just like, shit, there's so many people, right? I'm just like freaking out in my head. But I have my music going. And I'm not exactly sure what I started listening to, but whatever I was listening to, I was trying to just, be there with it. Because I trigger when there's a lot of people near me. And I knew I was triggering because fight or flight mode was on and I was running. And I wasn't just running, I was running. I was passing people up, going up, down. Like, I was just going. So we got to the corner of Congress and 290, and that's when it was like, you are 3 miles in. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm only 3 miles in? Yeah, I got to put more in. I don't know if y'all heard, but I got some sprints. I need to get some blood. So I was like, all right, I'm 3 miles in. You got this. Like, I wasn't hurting. It was just like normal, like my normal run. And I was like, all right. And then we go around and we loop. And now we're running up. So, mind you, going up South Congress is a steep hill incline. And I'm passing everybody. And I'm not trying to because I'm not trying to waste all my energy at the front of the race. And so, So, we're turning, and now we're going downhill. And I told myself, and I noticed a lot of people when they were going downhill were just letting their bodies just. But I told myself, if you do that, you're not gonna be able to have control later. So I took it. I kept telling myself, slow and steady wins a race. Just keep it good pace, right? So I'm going. I'm listening to music. Everything's happening. Still going down the hill, passing the School of the Deaf on the right. Whataburger's coming up on the left, and I'm just going. Somehow I'm already across the bridge. I don't remember getting across the bridge. And then I see the sign on Cesar Chavez. You gotta take a left. And it's like 5 or 6 miles in, okay? And I'm like, all right. Now every time I passed a mile marker, I kept telling myself, one more down, and I would tell myself how many more I have to go. And then I keep going, okay? So I'm going down, and I remember, oh wait, let's back up for a second. I missed something super important. Y'all are gonna laugh. Like here's some funny shit that actually happened while running. So when they got to the corner of South First and 71, they had a drink station. And my gut was bubbling. Remember I told you I detoxed the day before? Here comes some shit. So my gut starts to bubble. And I knew what was about to happen. So I'm like, where's the bathroom? Because I need to make a bathroom or otherwise it was going to be like that Bridesmaids shit. Where the poor girl, but me being a guy, the poor guy on the side of the road, shitting in the middle of the road. That's what was about to go down, okay? No lie. I shit you not. This was real. Like, it was happening, whether I wanted it to or not. So I found this porta potty, did my thing. 7 minutes later, yes, I say 7 minutes because I was just like, fuck. Like my body was just evacuating still. Get back into running, okay? So I'm 7 minutes behind now. And I'm like, now I gotta I got to really put some steam into it. So I did. What I'm doing is did straight back. We're gonna do 2 side braids to where it comes out, and then I look like Post Malone. Not really Post Malone, but kind of. Maybe, I don't know. Some people say it does. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. Yes, these hairs are still not long enough. I know that. So we're gonna put some stuff. Let me just say. So now I have successfully ran 3 miles, shit my brains out, and now I'm going downhill. And all I am telling myself in my head is, oh God, I hope this isn't how it's going to be the entire race. Okay. Now, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to where we were just at. So I'm curving Cesar Chavez, going up, and all of a sudden, I feel it going. The gurgle, the thunder from down under. And I'm like, this is not happening. Like, not today. Not today, because I want it to be a great day, right? Well, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I got to right before mile marker 7. Because I was right at that halfway point. And at this point, right now where I'm at, so imagine you curve, you're like in this nice area, nice neighborhood of town, and all you see are these people banging on these drums. They're doing ceremonial drumming, which, by the way, loved it. Thank you so much. It really caused me to get back in tune with my motherfucking self, because then I could feel the in my gut. Like, I could feel it when I was coming around the curve. Even though I had my music on and everything, I could feel it. And, well, it kind of did help my stomach, but, you know, I just had to stop again. And this time when I came out, though, that voice inside said, because my feet hurt. My feet were now at a point where the shoes I bought, I have to return them. They're not good they caused me to have blisters that big, and they messed with my arch a little to where it actually hurt. The material cut me on my feet. So I come out of the stall, like the porta potty thing. So now that's the second time I had to stop, okay? Now we're at the second time. My brain just gave way again. Now I'm on the ground, and people are looking at me, and I'm taking my shoes off. Taking my shoes off because my feet hurt from the shoes. Not from running, from the shoes. Okay? So, let me, I'll be right back. I forgot. That's a product. Tell you what, a little bit of walking here. Okay. So yeah, I also use the Indian hemp hair and scalp treatment. I know I use it not the way people normally do, but this way it helps the hair from being damaged. All right. You don't need that much. So where was I? Ah, yes. So taking my shoes off, and that voice in my head's like, all right, it's time. It's time to shine. So I'm running, okay? I'm running with my mask on. By this time, just so you're aware, everybody has already taken off their masks and was running. I'm the only person running with a mask on. And I ran that whole bitch the entire time with my mask on. Just so y'all are aware. That's right. I care. I care about the human species. So, running down the road, okay? And I'm running without shoes. And I can feel where the shoes cut me and where they gave me blisters, okay? So I'm running. And I can feel my feet going numb. In my mind, I'm telling myself, oh, you just passed mile 7. 13. You got 6 more to go. And I would do it like that every time. I would put my hands up and count. And then I reached mile marker 8, and I was like, "You can do this, man. We've been through a lot. Let's go." Because by this time, mile 8, my feet are starting to not have that stride. It's not, again, not being barefoot that was bothering me. The shoes got me. And so at 8, I said, "All right, let's put some gas in it, right?" But I was also exhausted. My body had no food. My body had nothing in it. I'm running on fumes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had this lemon thingy that they gave us. It's disgusting, by the way. It's supposed to give you like instant energy, like 45 minutes of energy, something like that to get you through like the last part of your workout. Something like that. So I take it, okay? While running. Not while, like while going. I'm shaking it, drinking it under my mask, which I was like, keep it in. And then I threw that away while running. And then I was like, I have to put my shoes on. And that was at mile marker 11. And here's why I know it was mile marker 11. Because when I stopped to put my shoes on, the owner of the Spy Belt was there. And the only reason I know that is when we get to the end of the story. So I was like, all right, it's time to put your shoes on. It's time to put in that work. It's time to make it happen, okay? It's time to show the world exactly why beasts don't break. Because I'm a motherfucking beast. After everything I've been through, right? So I'm telling myself in my head, and it got to a point where I know people could hear me. I'm telling myself, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You can do this. Don't you quit. You are Christopher motherfucking McCoy. Then you hear me start saying, they tried to take you out. And I had to remind myself that people tried to kill me because of who I am. And I was in a wheelchair, and I was in a walker, and I had to use crutches, and I've had to use a cane, and I've had to learn to walk and talk and wipe my own ass again, do all the things that everybody in this race is normally used to doing and never had to worry about. So then I started using that as fuel, right? Because at this time, now I got my shoes back on, and my feet aren't really wanting to pick up, and I can feel my feet giving way. I could feel my legs giving up. But my mind, y'all, it was my mind that got me. Because I kept telling myself in my head, you are Christopher motherfucking McCoy. You have conquered XYZ. You have done this, and can't nobody take away what you're doing. Like, I had to talk myself into it. It got to a point where my legs literally were shaking so bad that I stopped and turned around and started going up hills backwards, because I knew if I could just keep going, if I could just keep going with that momentum that I had, that I was unbreakable, that I was a champion, that nobody was going to take this from me. I knew that if I kept going, I wouldn't stop. So, mile marker 11, I'm going backwards up hills. Mile marker 12 comes. I'm literally dragging my feet. And I told myself, if you have to crawl, if you have to army crawl, I don't care what you got to do. You're going to get across that finish line. And that's exactly what I did. I made it. I got there. With every mile, I told myself, one more down, this many more to go. And then whenever I saw that you're 0.5 away, I literally put all I had left to keep going. I tried to run. It was more of a dragging my feet behind my body type situation, but I did it. And you know what, y'all? I did it in a great time. Sorry when I got teeth. One is one catches. Yeah. So I made it across in 2 hours and 20 minutes. That is with 2 bathroom breaks, plus having to put my shoes back on. And the whole time, I kept telling myself, like, this is what you do. I reminded myself of my nephew, my niece, the people who wave at me on the side of the street when I run by them normally. And then I noticed whenever because I did eventually take my shirt off because it's just, I have a trachea scar. Like, it felt like I was suffocating. When I did take my shirt off, if I'm not mistaken, that was at mile marker. It was right when I actually took my shoes off. It was like a couple seconds later. At mile marker 7, I took my shirt off. And I noticed people looking because, I'm a trans man. And I have scars. I have lots of scars. I have more scars than most. And it's not from transition. It's from life at all. So I have lots of scars. And I knew taking my shirt off, especially because I have long hair. You can't see my face. I knew people were going to be looking. And they were. And I expected it. And then I had people run up to me and keep going. I had people, just cheering me on. I don't know these people, but they were cheering me on. And it felt great because every time I threw my hand up and waved, they got more excited that I recognized that they were cheering for me. Okay. All right, there's one. I'm not sure how it looks in the back. I just know that when they're both done, I put my bandana on. It looks all right. Oh, look, that little hair did not stay in there. Let's see if I can twirl it. Oh, gosh, I got cramp in my hand. So that was alright. So yeah, every mile marker I got to kept telling myself like you got one more mile. But then I got to the end and I did it. Now there were a lot of people and I was the only one who wore their mask that I saw. And I think that says something about me. Like, like, I think that says a lot about my character. And it was awesome because when I got to the end, the Spy Belt owner was there telling me how she saw me on 11 put my shoes on and that she would like to take a photo of me with her gear on. Me. I said, of course. And then she told me she's the founder and the owner and that she made it here in Austin. And I told her, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm kind of out of breath, but I was like, oh, that's cool. She was like, yeah, I do this and, it's my business. She's telling me all these cool things. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And so it was pretty cool to meet the owner of that belt company. I'm going to actually reach out to her and ask her if she would like to maybe work together because I feel that Beast Don't Break would be great to be on her belt. I think that would be and then now the after just making sure that even and got a marry. So then I went and got my picture taken, and all that good stuff. Those should be coming out soon. They're supposed to have them on their site today or tomorrow, so I should be able to get those soon. Because I paid for a picture of like when I ended. Like, I don't know what I look like, but I paid for a picture of it.
then afterwards, y'all, like, I don't know how to explain it, but my legs have felt jello. That ain't.
They don't want to function. I it's all here. I've had to use my cane yesterday and today. I don't think I tore anything. I think that I just overexerted my tendons and muscles because my left leg does not want to walk at all. My right leg will do it, but only to an extent. And my left foot from the shoe itself is not like, I don't know what happened, but the arch itself is having some issues today. Uh, it took me, I would say, an hour just to walk back to the truck yesterday. And that was because my legs were so tired. And today it's really taken a toll on me. But it's a good thing because the most humbling things come from the things that we put our body through the most, right? And with that, it was like while I was running, I was having those moments of clarity where I'm telling myself, hey, man, you've been through so much in life. Life has thrown you for curves, and you've been able to not dodge it, you've gone through it, right? And you've been able to conquer it and make it through. And this is just one more thing. And this is one of those things, guys, where I'm like, for real, this was a dream. Like, I was told it's not I was told you would never be able to like do this. Like doctors and nurses and therapists laughing at me when I'm telling them like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and they're like, yeah, no, never. Like your body just isn't gonna be able to do that type of stuff, right? And I'm here this morning like, oh, I'm in a lot of pain, but I did something that people told me I would never ever do again. Like I never did one in the first place, so something I would never ever even be able to accomplish. I remember people telling me like, you got jokes, bro. And now look, I've actually ran 13.1 miles. I can actually say I have ran a half of a marathon. And the only reason it was a half of a marathon is because of COVID. Otherwise, I would have ran that entire thing, whether no matter what the cost, I would have done it because it's a goal. It was on my list of I'm gonna do this, and now I have, and now I want to finish everything else. Like I want to go after all of my dreams. Like it has shown me that anything is possible as long as you keep working at it, keep doing it. Don't quit. Like if you give up, yeah, you're not going to be able to accomplish the things you want. But if you keep going, if you tell yourself like, hey, no matter what, we're going to do this, even if I have to crawl, even if I have to cry, I may shed blood, sweat, and tears, but I'm going to get through this. And that's what I did. I told myself, like, you're going to get through this. You're going to go through it no matter what. And that's exactly what I did. I did it. And nobody can ever take it away. Nobody can take away the fact that I have ran half of a marathon. And not only did I run it, I ran it faster than other people. And I did it with all ailments and disabilities against me. I did it when people thought I would never do it. And like, there is no greater feeling than being accomplished and looking somebody in the face and being able to say, I ran that half marathon. What now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, like, there ain't nothing you can say to me. Like, two rays. No. This one feels too. There we go. So, braid is done, which is awesome. So yeah, it was like the most humbling thing because now I want to go run everywhere. I want to do the Spartan, which is on May 15th. Again, this stuff is not cheap. Like, if I can get people to sponsor me, like the more sponsors I get, like the people who have sponsored stay on here, and the people who are going to continue will go on here. And I just want to be able to keep pressing forward, and I want to show people like anything is possible. And that's kind of what I'm here to do, is to show everybody that anything is possible. I ran the half marathon with multiple disabilities, with all odds against me, with everything saying no, I did it. And during a pandemic, I was safe. I wore my mask the whole time, and it's a real heavy duty mask. Like, I did all the right things, and I'm proud of myself, and I can mark that off my list, and I can finish other things now. I feel like now that I did that, I can actually do other things, and I know that now I can accomplish stuff. So I guess, yeah, that was it. And then, of course, the hurt at the end, but yes, I hurt, but was it worth it? Hell yeah. Would I take it back? Fuck no. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Like, it's things like these that make you value your life and show you, like, hey, because there are people out there who want to do stuff like this and can't. So I'm happy that I could do it for those people. I'm happy that I could do it for myself. I'm happy to prove people wrong. I'm just happy. So, let's check out what I earned. I mean, I earned it. I earned this. Can't nobody take this away from me. I earned this. This is mine. This is mine. Like, can't nobody take away this awesome belt buckle / medal. Nobody can take it away. Nobody can ever say, oh, well, you didn't do that. Because I know what I did. And it was worth it. So, for those of y'all who is like, how'd you do it, or would you do it again, and all that? Yes, I would do it again. How did I do it? I just did it. I told myself I'm gonna do it. I gave myself time to prep and get ready. And yes, my prepping and ready is a little bit different than others, but I did it. And now I'm not gonna stop. I want to do all sorts of different runs. I want to defeat my own time. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm kind of sad about that. I thought I would be faster. But there were some circumstances where I was slower. So I want to be faster. I want to get better. I want to take care of my body even more. Like, this has really just kind of pushed me in that mode of, let's help other people, not only myself, but let's help other people show anything is possible. So with that, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're feeling down on yourself, I need you to suck it up, Buttercup, and just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So with that being said, I want you to know you're beautiful, you're blessed, you're breaking down barriers, boundaries, and borders. Have hope, faith, and love during these trying times, because they can always be tough. Trust me, I know they can. But know that you're a boss, my friend, but most of all, you're a motherfucking beast. My name's Christopher motherfucking McCoy. I want to thank you for letting me talk to y'all about the marathon, how my thought process, what I did prior and after. Remember, treat yourself, don't beat yourself, love others, and treat people with kindness.